This is Patrick McCarthy reporting with Tri-Cities Community Television. We're back in Lee Square in Port Coquitlam in our mobile studios. Behind us we have a whole bunch of paintings and pictures from the Imagine 2 exhibition by Port Coquitlam students, including those at Cabby School in Coquitlam. But today, I'm happy to say we have Robin Michelle is in our studio. So Robin, thank you very much for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
And of course, you're part of the Hoyt Creek Hatchery. There's also Scott Creek, I guess, there's a couple of hatcheries in there. But obviously on May 29th, there was a real disaster. We had a huge, I guess, kill off of some of the fish. So can you tell folks out there who kind of read the article, maybe things you want to pass on about what that day was like?
Yeah, so I was contacted by the city just after lunch around 1:30, and they said they had a citizen report that there were dead fish in the stream in Hoyt Creek. And I said, oh, did you happen to get any photos? And they said, yeah, we did. We'll get them to you. So an hour later, I received the photos by email, shared the information with my team. And when I got off work at 4, I headed straight to the hatchery to have a look in the creek. And I don't think it hit me yet what I would be walking into, but just seeing the dead salmon fry in the stream, some dead crawfish, I just thought, oh my God, the hatchery, get to the hatchery. So I opened up the hatchery, and we have a Capilano trough that is fed by the creek water with over 5,000 coho fry in there. And I was just devastated to see what there was. Most of it looked like 80% had perished. A lot of them were floating. A lot of them lying at the bottom as well. So I contacted hatchery manager Rodney Lee, who's been with us for like 10, 11 years. He headed down and started assessing the creek and walked about a 600-meter stretch, 300 one way, 300 up, and said there's dead fish, dead trout, it's dead salmon, dead trout, lamprey, crawfish. So whatever it was very strong. Thing is, it's been a dry spring as well.
Yeah, and I guess for when you talk about this, you're talking about you've got fish in the actual stream. So the kind of the fry you've released previously are still there for about a year. But you're talking crawfish, or sorry, crayfish are dying as well as trout. So to be that strong, to take out a small fish is one thing, but to be taking out trout and all those kind of things, and for so long down the river, it's pretty intense.
Yeah. 2 weeks prior to that, on Mother's Day, we'd had our Salmon Leave Home event where we released our smolts, which are about 7 to 8 inches long. Luckily, they were out of the area, because if that had happened the day after, something like that, I mean, the community is there supporting us and releasing the fish. So the good news is that they did get out of the way. The other good news is that we have survivors, and the beautiful thing about Mother Nature is she knows how to revive herself as well. And if you walk along the stream now, you will see live salmon in the stream. We have 2,700 remaining fish, so the 80%, what it looked like 80%, wasn't as bad, but it was over half. And we're continuing with our work. We just fin clip them. The last few years we've started fin clipping to identify them as hatchery fish out in the ocean. And they were able to go through that, and we have hardly had any losses. You might lose 1 or 2 a week, and it's back to normal on that level.
Yeah, and I guess emotionally that would be tough because you have about 20, 25 members, and some folks that's their calling in life. I mean, literally the hatchery and looking after those little things and releasing them and seeing them come back is their kind of their clock, their nature clock at work. So I guess for the whole team, that must have been a pretty dark day for sure.
Very dark, and I have to give a shout out to our surrounding neighbors that live along the watershed, because they are our watchdogs, and they're the ones that report, write us to our Facebook page. They take it personally. It is their backyard, and we have some people. I just say thank you for always watching for us. This spill has definitely played as a catalyst for us to have deeper conversations, and for the city to say, what are we doing to make sure that the public education is getting out there as well. So we are going to be meeting with them actually over the summer and looking at ways that we can improve.
I think the big part for me is the kind of concept, now you heard the kind of what caused the kind of extinction, right? And so you're looking at things for us, the storm drains as well as the sewage drains in the house. So we see the fish in some cities, painted on those drains. People should know that they should not be putting chemicals or things that fish can't or any creature can't live in down a storm drain, because it goes right into the Hatchery Creek. Is that correct?
That's correct. A lot of people see the storm drains on their street and think that's a handy little ashtray as well. I see that a lot.
Yeah. And I guess the key thing is, and we were talking about this, now we get back into hot tub or pool season, and people are doing they're shocking their pools, which basically means they're putting massive amounts of chemicals in there. I know you've done a bit of research on that. So what's your message to the folks out there about that process?
Yeah, you just always got to keep in mind that your storm drain, anything that catches rainwater, ends up in your creek, and everything runs downhill. So teach the kids, let the kids know, because as soon as our children are educated, I love how kids teach adults too.
Yeah. And I think the other thing too is, even if people get their carpets cleaned, you should not be putting chemicals down those drains. So even if you're hiring someone to clean your carpets, make sure it's going into your sewage, which is in your house.
Right.
Not outside down the front of the house.
And if you see someone else doing it, the most important thing is to report it. Report it. You can go to our website. You just put even creek spill Coquitlam. Our website should come up. The city's website should come up as well. Or just call the city if you need to, and they'll direct you on who you should talk to.
Well, I want to thank you for coming in. I know it's not a great thing to talk about, but like you said, the opportunity is education, and I think maybe you're that person going forward. It seems like you have the right kind of demeanor and voice about it anyway.
I hope so. And please check out our website, check out our Facebook page. We have a lot of fun. If you don't get to the little jewel that is Hoy Creek Linear Park, we have a lot of great video and photos of nature, but do get down there. It's right behind Douglas College. It's a beautiful walk.
Yeah, and also we can follow you on Facebook like I do, because even if you can't walk that far, you can still get the good pictures.
Exactly.
And be inspired. So that's Rob Michelle from the Hoy Scott Creek Hatchery. For $25, you can just be a member. Doesn't mean you have to do absolutely nothing. Just give them $25. Obviously, they need the funding. If you know folks out there who can help with infrastructure, or you want to be part of something that will make a difference in our community's life as well as in the world in general, working at a hatchery is definitely the right kind of thing to do. Again, this is Patrick McCarthy reporting with Tri-Cities Community Television. Thanks for watching. That was great. Thank you very much.